You just met someone new, maybe at a party, maybe in a hallway, maybe on a screen. And before they even said a full sentence, your brain already decided something about them. Trustworthy or not, safe or not, friend or threat. You did this in under 1/10 of a second. You had no idea you did it at all. This feels like a modern problem. Too many strangers, too little time. But the real answer is far stranger. This isn't a glitch of the modern world. It's a survival system older than language, older than fire, still running quietly under everything you call a first impression. Think about the last time you walked into a room full of people you didn't know. Your eyes moved before your mind caught up. Face, face, face. Something in you was scanning, sorting, judging. Not because you're shallow, because you're human. Your brain was built by a world where a wrong guess about a stranger could end you. Psychologist Alexander Todorov ran an experiment that changed how scientists understood this. He showed people photographs of unfamiliar faces for just a fraction of a second. 1/10 of a second was enough, sometimes less. Participants still rated the faces on trustworthiness, competence, and dominance, and their ratings barely changed even when given more time to look. The first flash was the verdict. Everything after just added confidence to a decision your brain had already made. Why would a brain do that? Why would it rush to judge a total stranger before knowing a single fact about them? Because for most of human history, hesitation was expensive. Imagine your ancestors, tens of thousands of years ago, moving across unfamiliar land. A stranger appears at the edge of the camp. There is no time for a background check, no time for a slow, careful conversation to build trust. There is only a face, a posture, a distance closing or opening. The humans who paused too long to decide friend or foe didn't always get a second chance. The humans who decided fast, even imperfectly, survived to raise children who inherited that same fast trigger. This is the part that surprises people. The stranger effect isn't really about strangers. It's about risk. Your brain isn't asking, who is this person? It's asking, what could this person do to me? Those are very different questions, and only one of them needs actual information to answer. Researcher Nalini Ambady studied something she called thin slicing, the mind's ability to draw big conclusions from tiny slivers of behavior. In her studies, people who watched silent, several-second clips of teachers rated those teachers on qualities like warmth and effectiveness. Strangers who never sat in the classroom, strangers who never heard a lesson. And yet their snap judgments closely matched the ratings given by students who had spent an entire semester with those same teachers. Let that sit for a second. A few seconds of silent video predicted months of lived experience. Your brain doesn't need much. It just needs a pattern it recognizes. And that's the twist most people never expect. This isn't really about the stranger in front of you at all. It's about every stranger who came before them. Every face you've ever seen gets filed away, quietly building a kind of internal average. A composite of what safe looks like. A composite of what danger looks like. When someone new walks in, your brain doesn't meet them fresh. It compares them to that composite in an instant, without asking your permission. This is why two people can look at the exact same stranger and form completely different impressions. You're not just reacting to their face, you're reacting to every face that shaped your idea of what a face like that usually means. Here's where it gets stranger still. This system, built for physical danger on an open landscape, never got the memo that the world changed. It still fires the same way when you scroll past a profile photo, when you glance at a job candidate's headshot before reading their resume, when you size up a person across a subway car who has done nothing except exist near you. The tiger is gone. The reflex remains. Psychologist Paul Ekman spent decades studying how emotion shows up on the human face and found that certain expressions of fear, anger, and disgust appear with strikingly similar patterns across vastly different cultures. That consistency matters here. It suggests your snap judgment machinery isn't running on something you learned from a single town or a single upbringing. It's running on something closer to a universal alarm system, wired in long before anyone taught you what to think of a stranger. So when your gut reacts to someone in under a second, it isn't really pulling from your personal opinions. It's pulling from something deeper and far older than your own memories. Does that mean the reaction is always right? Not even close. This system was built for a world of small tribes and immediate physical threats. It was never built for crowded cities, video calls, or a species that now interacts with more new faces in a single week than an ancient human might have seen in an entire lifetime. The tool still works. It just wasn't designed for the world you're currently using it in. That mismatch has consequences. Snap judgments about trustworthiness shape who gets hired, who gets believed, who gets a second chance, and who doesn't. A stranger's face, viewed for less time than it takes to blink twice, can quietly influence outcomes that unfold over years. None of it announced. None of it consented to. Just a very old system, doing exactly what it was built to do, in a world it was never built for. Here's the mirror moment. The next time you meet someone new and feel an instant pull toward liking them or an instant flicker of unease, pause for 1 second before you trust that feeling completely. Ask yourself what you're actually reacting to. The person standing in front of you, or the ghost of every face that came before them. You are not a blank slate meeting a stranger. You are a lifetime of pattern recognition, meeting one new data point and mistaking the pattern for the truth. That party, that hallway, that screen. The moment you met someone new, and your brain rendered a verdict before you'd even finished shaking their hand. It wasn't really about them at all.